can tip it. Bryant with the save.
Oh, you got to get a shot here.
Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Bang!
Oh, go ahead. Do your little intro.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 36 of Earth2SportsTalk. Thank you for joining us. Normally it's with Weds and Mo, but Mo is being a little soft right now, so we're going to let him rock for the day. We got Jake with us today. What's up, Mr. Jake?
It's okay, man. I'm Mo, but this light skin. It's okay.
No.
Hey,
Oh,
I got better views than Mo. It's okay. Don't worry.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. So what's going on, man? How was the week?
I was busy with St. Patty's Day, delivering kegs and beer to everybody in New York City. So other than that, how about you?
I mean, thank God the week is over for me, man. I'm tired. It's been a long couple of weeks. Like traveling 2 weeks ago, then last weekend was the whole round of festivities, and then the work was long this week. So thank God the week is over, man.
I got one to go.
I
can only imagine what tomorrow is going to be. So, you know me. You know my business. It's all good.
Of course. All right. So let's talk NFL free agency because I don't know what happened. I watched like 3 NBA games. I woke up, NFL free agency was ridiculous. So let's start with Aaron Rodgers says he wants to go to the Jets. Good idea, bad idea?
For one, so we're both friends with Mo on Facebook, and his post the other day made complete sense. Who signed up for Madden and did the GM stuff and started making moves, because that's what it feels like. Because the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, it feels like Brett Favre all over again, man.
I'm a little confused by the move because I'm looking at the Jets and I'm like, what about that team says yes, absolutely, that's where I need to go? If you're Aaron Rodgers, right? And if you're the Jets, how do you look at Aaron Rodgers and say, yes, that's who's going to fix all our problems? You had an offensive line that wouldn't give Zach Wilson, 2 seconds to throw the ball. You had, granted, your number one running back got injured early, but like your receiving core is poor. How do you look at Aaron Rodgers and say, yes, that's a fix our team?
So here's a compromise to what you're saying right now. Look at the division, and if you trade for Aaron Rodgers, where do you see yourself finishing in that division?
Crazy
you have the Bills, you have the Dolphins, which are obviously going to be 1 and 2 if they go to their expectations.
Yeah.
And then after that, you have the Patriots, then you have the Jets. Besides the Patriots and Jets, Patriots haven't done crap versus free agency. They've lost people compared to added people.
They added Juju Schuster.
No offense to Juju Schuster, I do not see that as a addition that's going to make them playoff contention.
I didn't say it was. I just told you who they added.
No, I'm just saying, like, the Patriots, they're an 8-8 team, but they haven't made themselves a 10-7 team. Does that make sense?
Yes, because Bill Belichick is too arrogant to admit that, hey, maybe I don't know everything. Maybe I do need to listen to scout. Maybe I do need to pay attention to us out there. No, but he's too arrogant to say that. Instead, he just says, "Oh yeah, I could just sign anybody and make them great." Except now, you don't have what's his name to fall back on, to make mediocre players look good. So
the Patriots as a whole, especially now being on this side of the country compared to the West side, there's a lot of people over here like the Patriots have done this, that, whatever. The Patriots have not done enough to facilitate being a playoff caliber team.
they haven't done enough to make players want to go there. Like let's start there. They don't give you, they don't make you, they don't look at a team that players be like, you know what, I want to play for them. Once upon a time, guys were playing, guys was playing for guys was playing because they wanted to play with Brady.
There's Brady, Wes Welker, Ted Bruschi, Rodney Harrison. There's a ton of people playing.
Yeah, so because of that, I'm like, so I get it, but it's just like, okay, Anthony, I can agree with you in terms of he was a good pickup for New England, but
hold on,
I'm looking at New England.
You
I'm
need to do better and put the comment up because I can't see what Anthony said.
He said, what is it? Oh,
actually, I see it now. It's on the bottom left. Mike Gesicki was a good pickup for the New England Patriots.
Yeah. I'm like,
as a tight end wise, but is Mike Gesicki as good as Gronk?
No, but then again, Gronk is one of one. But we're saying that in terms of tight end go, the league don't have a lot of elite ones. There's 3: Kelsey, Kittle, Andrews. That's it.
Basically, that's it.
Because Kyle Pitts hasn't scored a touchdown in the red zone since when? I don't know. Since he was drafted.
Who was the tight end traded from the Raiders to
Darren Waller?
Waller, yeah, he hasn't been good for like 2 years, right?
No, actually, last year before, not the season that just passed, but the previous one, he was pretty good. But the season that just passed, I don't know what happened with
He went from the Raiders to the Giants, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so now he went from Derek Carr to Daniel Jones, who just got paid, by the way. So
is he getting that $40 million a year? Is he getting that $40 million a year?
No. How much did they give him? Actually, that's a good question. Let me see how much they give him.
I could swear they paid him like $35 to $40 million.
I think they gave him like 35.
Yeah. My team, fantasy-wise, would have been so much better if you would have stolen so many like QB sneaks from my running back. It's okay. You're laughing because we're in the same fantasy team. It's okay.
Daniel Jones contract. Let me see. How much did they give him?
Is it the same or worse than Geno Smith?
Better than Geno. They gave him $40 million.
Yeah, it's better than Geno. Geno got the guy like 34 or 35.
Yeah. They gave Daniel Jones $40 million. So, so there's that. But in addition to how much they give, what's his name? They give not Geno. What are we talking about? Oh, so the Saints. We're talking about Saints. Okay, we're talking about NFL free agency, right?
Yeah, Derek Carr.
The Saints led not the Saints. The Lions let Jamal Williams go, and now he's in the Saints. The Saints now got Derek Carr and Jamal Williams. They still got Kamara and Michael Thomas. Well,
Michael Thomas resigned, right?
Yeah. I mean,
It was a 1 year, $12 million or something like that.
Something like that. So, do you? Well, actually, the NFC South is such a terrible division that every team looked like like they could win it. Atlanta sucks. The Bucks no longer have Brady, and who did this? The Bucks are looking to sign Baker Mayfield.
Bucks already signed Baker Mayfield, so the Bucks with Baker Mayfield, that's a hit or miss. The Saints, with all they're doing, they're making a push to be better. The Falcons, they resigned. No, they didn't resign. They signed. Who did they resign? I can't remember what the name, but it was that B+ guy. It was literally like a bottom tier guy. So, in my opinion, with all the moves that the Saints are doing, they should be at the top of the division with Derek Carr, Jamal Williams, because Jamal Williams has my vote considering his Naruto reference that he made in the playoffs last year. That was amazing. And anytime, especially anytime you beat Barry Sanders' rushing touchdown record for the year, you deserve to be fucking.
You did something right. You're doing something right. So
You deserve to be paid for that because
yeah.
Barry Sanders, he's a legend. So,
So
what do
something
you
interesting.
think?
No. Jamal Williams absolutely deserves to get paid. There's no question about it. There's no question about like in terms of like whether it was a good move because he had a fantastic season last season, even though even he missed a couple of games. So deserves to get paid. The Saints getting him is a good idea because we don't know how much more we get. They're gonna get out of Kamara, and so there's that. Now Zeke got released by the Cowboys.
Yep.
Your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts on that is that he's out of gas. If you look at every year since I think it's 2016 or 2017, his rushing his rushing yards went from 115 down to 58. I feel like he's out of gas, and I feel like he is not at the top tier. Like if he gets signed by anybody, I think it should be by a minimum salary, like minimum like $1 million to sign him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The thing with Zeke, I look at him like he's not disciplined. Like I haven't seen Zeke come back from training camp, looking bigger, stronger, faster. He hasn't he's just been he's been coasting.
Mm-hmm.
So
to add on to that, there was
somebody had mentioned. Hold on, before you go, somebody had mentioned that Zeke hasn't had a touchdown outside the red zone since 2019.
Mm-hmm. The dude on TikTok. I can't remember his name, but we both follow.
Emmanuel. Can't remember his last name, but yeah, that's wild crazy for for running back one.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
what's crazy to me is last year I think he said that he had 12 touchdowns. Out of 6 of those touchdowns,
2 yards or less.
2 yards or less, and then out of the other 6, it was 8 yards or less, which is incredibly tiny.
Yeah.
So for being a running back one, if you look at all the running back ones in NFL history, including today, you would expect them to have 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards, or a make it or break it 75, 80-yard touchdown run.
He hasn't had those. And no, what you call it,
Anthony. For 5 or 6 yards.
Zeke taking the food off the table to Pollard, who does all the work. I agree. Because Pollard will sit there and run and get you on a third and long, give you give you a 20-yard run, and then Zeke come in, give you a 2-yard touchdown. Zeke gets credit. So
hold on. Yeah. To add on to what Anthony said, if you add on the touchdowns from Zeke to Pollard, Pollard that year would have an amazing season because Pollard was doing all the work, like Anthony's saying.
Yeah.
And Zeke got all the bullshit shit.
Yeah.
So to have the 12 touchdowns that Zeke had added on to Pollard would be MVP basically.
And that's the problem. That's the problem that I have with when people talk about numbers, because they talk about numbers oh, Zeke had 12 touchdowns last season. It's but did you watch the touchdown? Did you actually see it? Because if you did, you will see that it was more or less almost a gimme because Pollard did all the work. So
if you look at numbers compared to numbers compared to statistics. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Statistics wise, Pollard had the better season than Zeke. But if you look at Zeke number wise to Pollard, Zeke had the better numbers compared to Pollard. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the Cowboys released Zeke and they signed Stephon Gilmore because they needed somebody,
Obviously, their defense is the issue, not the offense with the Cowboys, right?
Well, I hate the Cowboys. Like,
I
I don't
feel
know
like
how.
everybody except for Texas hates Cowboys. So go
I
ahead.
don't know how you look at that team and think like this is a functioning team, or you think that's a good team, or the team that's like doing anything. It's like, are you serious? You watched that team last season, and you think in like the last 2 seasons, and the defense is what you look at. You don't look at you don't look at your overpaid, overrated quarterback.
So
I
what's
mean, I
I'm
mean,
gonna, I'm gonna say this,
you
and
got rid of Zeke. That's good, but go ahead.
it might get us in trouble. But people think Dak Prescott is white Jesus. Am I wrong?
I
The
don't
fact that you're
know.
doing that, I'm exactly right. Go ahead.
Oh Jesus!
The
Like
Cowboys fan base is so biased towards like their quarterback, their wide receivers, their defense. It's insane. So, anyways, moving on because we can talk about this for days.
okay,
Defensive wise, free agent wise, what are you thinking? Free agent wise, what do you think is a good move?
good move.
Good move.
Um, Giants getting Dan Waller. That was a good move.
That threw me
Saints
off.
keeping my.
I said that threw me
Was
off. It gives me vibes of Jeremy Shockey. Go ahead.
I don't know because I mean, like I said, Dan Waller. I think because Daniel Jones last year had no weapons. Like not really. Like
If you look at Daniel Jones's rushing
Anthony say
yards,
Dak is just white Kirk Cousin. You mean black Kirk Cousin, sir? Dak Prescott is
no,
black.
hold on. He's basically agreeing with me that Dak is white Jesus. It's okay. Go ahead.
Go away, Jacob. And Colts. Oh, you want to know another good move? Colts cutting Matt Ryan. That was a good move.
Yeah, they saved like $13-14 million with that move. That made the most sense ever. You know what I was, because Mo's not here. I'm going to say it. The Colts signing the punter to that maximum deal makes sense to me. It's okay.
Why does that make sense to you, sir?
Because the Colts are going to be nothing but a punting team for the next 2 to 3 years.
That's hilarious. So
You're welcome, Mo. You're welcome.
Aaron Rodgers does like what can he? Oh, I didn't mention Miles Sanders going to the Panthers, right?
Beforehand, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, Miles Sanders goes to the Panthers, and now you look at the Panthers. They gave away the number one draft pick, and then what are they doing? Are they rebuilding? Like what? That team that I don't see the point with them.
For my opinion, they gave away too much for the number one pick.
Yeah.
But to sign Miles Sanders after giving away the number one pick, it's like, what are you trying to do? Because Miles Sanders may be the key focal point in that offense.
Yeah.
But without a quarterback, wide receiver, defense, offensive line, and all that, how valuable is that team going to be?
They're wasting his time.
He is wasting his time, but I mean, he got paid. So I mean, at the end of the day, I think he got paid $14 million or something like that.
Some ridiculous number.
$14 million to you or me, that's a lot of money. But at the end of the day, I mean, are you going to make a statement? Are you going to be a game changer, or are you going to be just at the end of the day with having nobody?
Well, actually, it's $25 million with $13 million guaranteed.
Again, at the end of the day, are you going to be a bum supporting bums, or are you going to be somebody to change the offense?
You can't as a running back, you can't change the offense if your offensive line is trash. So there's that.
So the point proven is he's going to be a bum then, because if you're going to be a game changer running back, which he's not. I mean, he's by all means, my fat ass cannot run behind an offensive line and get 150 yards a game. So I expect that. But for him, Miles Sanders, you leave the Philadelphia Eagles, who were the number one team in the NFC, to the Carolina Panthers, who were like the number 15, 16 team in the NFC. What are you trying to prove?
I mean, if you're Miles Sanders, you get paid. If you're Carolina, you give the illusion that you're doing something because you're not actually doing anything right now. So, all right. So we got NFL free agency down to. I have a question for you.
Let's hear it.
Matter of fact, you might need to write this one down.
All right, I got a pen. Let me hear it.
All right, I need you to write down this list of players.
Let's hear it.
It's about let me see, it's about 20 players, right?
Is it 20? Oh my
Yeah.
God! Okay, go ahead.
Again, like you can feel free to write them down however you remember them.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Monte Ellis.
Yep.
JJ Redick.
Yep.
Richard Jefferson.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Rudy Gay.
Yep.
Serge Ibaka.
Yep.
Okay. I'm giving.
You said 20 players. You said 5.
No. Hold on. I'm giving it to you in order of like a starting 5.
All right.
All right. Second row. Andre Miller, Lou Williams.
Yep.
Shane Battier.
Oh,
Josh Smith.
Yep.
And Al Jefferson.
All right.
Third row. Mike Bibby, Jamal Crawford, Steven Jackson, Lamar Odom, Marcus Kimby. The last row, Jason Terry.
Yep.
CJ McCollum, Kenya Martin, Corey Maggette,
Yep.
and Jonas Valanciunas.
One more time.
Jonas Valanciunas.
I heard you the first time. I'm just being a dick at this time. Go ahead.
I'm glad you know what you were doing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, looking at this list of players in front of you, because by the way, this is none of those guys have ever made an All-Star team. These are guys who were none of those guys ever made an All-Star team. These guys were like
Mike Baby never made an All-Star team.
None of those guys ever made an All-Star team.
That's
0 All-Stars. So look at this team.
Yep.
Give me the best starting 5 you can come up with from that list.
Mike Bibby, Serge Ibaka, because Mike Bibby is a point guard. He's going to dish it out. This is what he did his whole season. Serge Ibaka is a rebounder. Josh Smith is a rebounder, 3-point shooter. And out of those 3 out of the 25 that you mentioned, I can't remember the other 2 that I needed.
I told you to write it down. Did you?
I did not write. Do you see a pen anywhere?
So I asked you to write it down. This man told me, okay.
That's on me.
Okay, so
Serge Ibaka, Josh Smith, Serge Ibaka.
So you got Serge Ibaka, Josh Smith, and Mike Bibby, right? So now you need a shooting guard and a small forward. So shooting guards, the options are JJ Redick, Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford, or CJ McCollum.
Jamal Williams, because I know that he's
Jamal Crawford. You mean?
Did I say Williams? My bad.
You definitely
I apologize. Jamal Crawford, just because I know him from obviously our era. He's really good with shooting threes and point guards and all that stuff. So go ahead.
And for small forward, we got Richard Jefferson, Shane Battier, Steven Jackson, and Kenyon Martin.
This is going to be kind of controversial, but I'm going to say Steven Jackson just for him in his era with the New York Knicks. Go ahead.
Okay. So your lineup is Mike Bibby, Jamal Crawford, Steven Jackson, Josh Smith, and Serge Ibaka.
Yeah.
That's a decent team. I would go against that.
You would go against that, but Josh Smith is averaging like a 2010. Serge Ibaka can get rebounds. Mike Bibby can dish it out. Jamal Crawford can do 3-pointers and all that.
You see what?
No, I'm looking at Drunk's 20-player write-down is insane. Thank you, Drunk. I appreciate you because it's way too late for my time and I'm way too out of breath for it. So go ahead.
Well, Mike Bibby was something special. We can agree on that.
By the way, Drunk, you owe me a jersey. I haven't seen it for like 20 or 30 months, so it's up to you. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm up to
Okay,
18
guys.
jerseys,
Okay.
and none of them is
Fine. Asking him to write down 20 names was insane. He didn't write them down anyway. He came up with a team of a bunch of mid guys, not mid, but
I was
the
going to
best he
say,
could choose.
you think you can do better than Mike Bibby? Go ahead, keep telling him.
Actually, I will tell you right now. If I were to pick it from that same, 5 from that,
go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what I would do. I'm going Andre Miller.
Wrong.
Andre Miller is the best point guard from that list, bro. The rest of them are scoring guards. Andre Miller is the best point guard from that list. That man is a floor general.
Oh, Andre Miller, by all means, he's way better than me. I can't do shit because
we're not talking about you here.
So it's okay.
We're not talking about you here. Wait.
Yeah, good.
What was it? Yes, Anthony, agree with you. Asking you to write down 20 names was insane. And yes.
What is this college? Thank you, Anthony. Do you see what I'm dealing with on a daily basis from Watson?
Jake can write down nothing. He's faking. Well, I know he didn't write down nothing. All right. See? Everybody sees it.
After the day I had with Chinatown, I don't want to write down anything right now. You're good.
All right. But so what I would do is I would go Andre Miller. I would go CJ McCollum because I think he's. I would go see. No.
CJ McCollum is good, but I think you're on.
No. I'm going Lou Williams.
Keep talking.
Lou Williams is a bucket.
Something in your Guinness tomorrow. Keep talking.
I'm
going to put something in your Guinness when you come over tomorrow. Keep talking. Go ahead.
So this is live, and so now if something happened to me, there's going to be a recording of this. So good job, Jacob. Good job incriminating yourself. Good. I would go Shane Battier because he was a 3-and-D kind of guy. Like he'll hit a 3, run back, and stalk the best player on the other team and piss him off. That's why LeBron loves him.
Oh, and then Battier with that 3-pointer from the corner, he used something else. Go ahead.
And then I'm going Lamar Odom, Swiss Army knife. Lamar Odom could do it all. I'm going with Lamar Odom. So now I have a floor general.
Hold on. The thing that Lamar Odom cannot conquer is a Kardashian.
It's a Kardashian. We know that. But then again, everyone has tried. No one has succeeded. Okay? That's how it goes.
Everyone has tried. Not everyone has tried. So go ahead.
Okay. I don't know who's tried, but all I know is of all the ones that's tried, no one has succeeded. So for all I know,
it's Drunk, have you tried? Anthony, have you tried? Please let me know.
Listen. We're not asking anybody to divulge privileged information on here. Okay? Stop it, Jake.
Jake, hey, hold on. Drunk, thank you for the support. I expect your jersey in like a month. It's okay. Go ahead.
Drunk got something for you. And Lamar Odom, and for my center, I need a dog at center. And for a center, I'm gonna go Mark Campbell.
You said who?
Street defense. Well, because you're Marcus Camby. You already tried Ibaka. You already got Ibaka. So I'm going.
I'll leave it be because Marcus Camby is actually a lot better than most people think. So you're all right with it.
Yeah. So.
What did Anthony say? Have we tried what?
I'm not sure what Anthony was talking about this one. You don't know.
I was trying to keep up with Drunk and Anthony rather, so it's okay.
So, Jake, I know you've been dying to talk baseball. Talk baseball.
Dude, it's been like
you got a lot to say. You got a lot to say about baseball. Let's hear it.
there's a lot of free agent things that have happened. Sorry, I'm a little bit. I wasn't send this to me, so I'm a little bit off sprout. But with World Baseball Classic, I picked Team USA versus Team Dominican, and Team USA is actually doing halfway decent right now. Mike Trout is definitely being the captain. He is by far exceeding expectations, considering this is the most biggest stage he's been on baseball wise, right? Mike Trout's not been in the World Series, he's not been in the playoffs, so let him do him.
Yeah.
Obviously, I say that I bought his jersey, so that's on me. But baseball wise, there's a lot going on.
You just be buying jerseys, man. At this point, you're not gonna have T-shirts in your house. You're just gonna have jerseys everywhere.
Listen, hey man, my closet's gonna be nothing but jerseys at this point.
Yep.
But by the way, Drunk, you owe me a jersey. I'll expect it whenever
he told you. He told you. Okay, he told you he lost his money in Silicon Valley Bank, and
listen, Drunk. I love you, but you need to show the white ball support and give me my jersey, the Super jersey that you've owed me for like.
He just told you his money was in Silicon Valley Bank. He lost it.
Listen.
You gotta wait.
There's a point of owning something, and there's a point of interest. And right now, he owes me interest. So
here's a question for you, Jake.
Oh God, that. By all means, do I think that a person should represent their country of interest? And the Edwin Diaz situation, considering it was a celebration that got him hurt, it hurts, especially being in the New York area, Brooklyn. I feel like Edwin Diaz got robbed of the season. The New York Mets got robbed because obviously they're paying him to play. But the big question, and one question that I'm going to pose to Watson is: do players of whatever, baseball, soccer, football, baseball, whatever, do they play in these extracurricular activities because of their country or their religion or whatever? What do you think, Watson?
You say should they play?
Should they play? Because Edwin Diaz wasn't playing for the Mets, but he got signed by the multi-million-dollar deal from the Mets. Should Mike Trout, whoever it is, play for their country instead of being in spring training on a limited deal?
Unless they put in the contract that they can't, then yes, they absolutely should. Why can't they? Because guess what? If these guys finish the season, let's say they don't make the playoff, and they don't do anything like that until spring training come around. The first like quarter of the season is going to be like sluggish and guys being out of shape and so. And again, if you don't put in the contract that they can't, because in reality, all it does is generate money. It could it generates more money, and it also bring up it makes the team look good. It gives you a preview. It keeps your guys going. So injuries happen, but guess what? Injuries happen when guys are just jumping up and down. Something you've done 100 times since you were a kid. So it's like injuries. You can't always predict injuries, but if you don't want them to do that, don't put it put it in the contract.
So Watson, I'm gonna throw this to you because obviously we're not baseball GMs, general managers, whatever. So we don't know that aspect. But if you're Mike Trout, no offense, because I bought his jersey. His jersey's coming in like 4 days. I love it. But if you're Mike Trout, you're stuck on the Angels. The Angels haven't been shit since 2008, whatever it is, when they last appeared in the playoffs. It's been like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
The World Baseball Classic is the biggest stage that you've been a part of, right?
Yeah.
Would you not go all out for that team, considering that it's the biggest stage you've been on in your MLB career? Or would you say, nah, I'm good, I'm going to sit back and, the Baseball Classic, it's big, but never mind being the captain. I'm going to stick with my Angels, and I'm just going to take it easy this year. What would you be?
I would of course go all out because first of all, I don't believe in doing anything mediocre. Like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. So I don't. So for me, like you said, being that it's the biggest stage he's been on, yeah, why not? Because these other Angels giving him anything, so doing anything to give him a reason to love playing that. John just give him a jersey, or play that was traded to the jersey.
Drunk said he's not a real person. He's just a bot. So just listen to the bot.
And the bot is saying, "Oh, I think it's impossible to get foreign players and to play for the international comp." Yeah, exactly. So like you can't. How you just tell these guys, "Oh yeah, no, you no longer can represent your country," when their country is what got them here. The country's the reason why they in that league. The country's the reason why they're there. So unless they become like full blown only American citizen, even if they're dual citizens, they still have an option to just
I didn't.
play for their country. So telling them no, it's ridiculous.
At the end of the day, everybody should have their right to play for their specific country, whoever they identify for. If it's America,
Yeah.
Mexico, Puerto Rico, whatever, they should have the right to play for that country.
Yeah.
If you try to invalidate that or try to say, hey, like, so since I'm a Mariners fan, the Mariners basically agreed with Luis Castillo that, hey, you're not playing for your country, you're playing for us this spring season because you're with us. You're not playing for them, you're playing for us.
Yeah.
I personally think that's wrong because Luis Castillo, he's been an amazing person for the Mariners. He's ringing up his contract, all that stuff. He's proven that he's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to play. If you wouldn't play for your country, play for your country because there should be no rights, religion, whatever, holding you back from being able to play for what you believe.
Yeah. No,
Does that make sense?
No, that's fair. Here's the next question. Is this DR's greatest international roster of all time?
Yes, but considering that the DR got eliminated today, I don't know anymore. So
I mean, you can have a great team and they still don't because sometimes, especially in sports, it's any given day, man.
I think the DR had Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez, Manny Machado. It can go on, but they still got eliminated because of Team Mexico. They beat him in the playoffs. So
yeah,
is it really like, hey, you had such a great team, or you guys weren't able to mesh and deliver at the end of the day? So
sometimes two things can be true. They could have had a great team, but they just didn't mesh properly because a lot of times a team can have a little bit too much. Like for example, remember Miami here in 2011? Remember the Lakers in 2004? Like it's like you play with the guys that are like who all have who are all dominant in their own team, and then you try to mesh them together. It's like sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it can be team chemistry. Sometimes it could be team chemistry. Sometimes it's ego. Sometimes it's just execution. So do I think Embiid is playing for USA? If he wins MVP, I think he will. But that's if he win MVP. But Embiid's been winning MVP for so long that if he doesn't win, I don't think he's gonna play for them because he felt like he should have been MVP like twice already. Even though the rest of us disagree a lot of times, but that's how he felt. But if he wins it, he might.
So adding on to what Watson said that he should have been MVP twice already, I feel like if you're Embiid and whatnot and you're playing on Team USA, I would feel disrespected and I feel like a slap in the face depending on how you played because Watson and I separately beside the podcast, we've had a discussion on the whole MVP talk and all that stuff. I feel like if you're the right MVP, there should be a number of games played, and there should be a number of how impactful your scores are, depending on how your team's wins go, depending on that.
Yeah.
So speaking on that, I think Embiid should not play Team USA. Obviously, I'm Team USA. If I paid Mike Trout being getting his jersey for Team USA, but I feel like there's a level of respect, and there's a level of disrespect. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's where you're coming from. So, as far as, Embiid goes, right now he's currently the front runner for MVP. So we'll see how he does. But like I said, the only thing is, oh man, this, they pick and choose. Like the Philly freaking Philadelphia 76ers, like, they've said trust the process for 10 years. Now it seems like the process came and went and they have nothing to show for it. Not even not even a finals appearance. So it's like, I don't know. Embiid is looking.
Listen, was it the way we're talking? You and I were talking with Embiid being literally just hours away from us right now. By the way, Jake, the only reason I haven't sent jerseys because I don't want to break my YouTube identity, but
if I ever do, I got you.
Listen, drunk. Hey, I got you, bro. I'm up to 18 jerseys myself. Whenever you send it, I got you. But back to Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
With him being just hours away, literally hours away from us, I feel like he is hands down the star runner of the NBA MVP right now. We literally the talk that we can have on this could be an episode of it in itself, depending on how Kendrick Perkins talked, JJ Redick talked, all that stuff. Because you and Mo haven't talked about that for weeks now.
About what?
You said what?
You said about what? About the JJ Redick?
JJ Redick, Kendrick Perkins things. You guys haven't talked about that area yet.
Oh no.
But whenever that conversation comes up, it can be an episode on itself, depending on race and all that stuff. Because both sides have an argument of depending on what side they're on.
Yeah.
My point is, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening because I'm looking up something. That's why.
Joel Embiid, depending on how he feels, because honestly, it depends on how the person feels. Because not you, not me, depends on how he feels. But how he feels should be Team USA, or if he feels disrespected, honestly, I can't remember what team he is right now, so that's on me.
Yeah.
But
who?
Joel Embiid. Yeah.
The Sixers.
No, if he's like playing in the international stuff.
Oh, is it Cameroon or Cameroon? I think either Cameroon or Nigeria. Forgive me, it's drawing a break.
But the point is depending on how he feels. If he feels disrespected by Team USA, don't be Team USA, because at the end of the day, we are a world united. The USA isn't everything. Does that make sense?
Cameroon. That's what it is. Okay.
Drop was a 6 I said, hey, I won, but a man won. So
that's hilarious.
And then I'll buy a Super jersey and I'll wear it just for you, Bird.
Okay. So right now, Joel Embiid is averaging 33.5 points per game. Along with, what is it? How many boards? 10 boards. Yeah, along with 10 boards and 4 assists. Right? 33.5
what's
10 boards and almost 2 blocks.
What's Joker averaging? The whole talk is he's averaging a triple-double.
25 points. Nearly a triple-double. He's averaging 15 rebounds and 9.5 assists. So,
So the point goes back to you, Watson. Is stat padding a thing, or is it people adding stats to make their teams better?
Okay. I didn't think we're going to address stat padding today, but sure, let's do it.
No, hey, it's a thing. So go ahead.
No. Okay. Here's something I've heard for a while. In fact, yes, Jake, say tell Mo you need to come do a season recap of The Last of Us because you guys all watch it.
By the way, Drunk, I've watched every episode. I love it. We'll talk about it whenever Mo decides to talk about it.
Yes. So I will go ahead and exit out of this because I don't watch The Last of Us. No, but and Anthony said Joker's winning because we've never seen a center just First of all,
no, what's that? I'm gonna let you say what you need to say. Then
I'm gonna say in a second. I'm gonna say okay. Anthony, Joker winning because the center averaging a triple double is ridiculous. So I could see why Joker would win it. But there's also a case to be made for Embiid. That's one. But look at this one. John, how many shots have you had, bro? Okay.
Listen, hey, Watson's durag costs more than your car by like at least 15,000, but it's Watson's cost of living, bro. I'll tell you, from
that's
from
hilarious.
A personal friend of Watson, he makes more than I make in a week, and I take home a lot of money. So
okay, can we not? Can we leave?
Watson makes me feel like a poor white man. That's truth. Go ahead.
Wow. Okay, we're not doing this today. We are not doing this. You know what? This is the kind of heat that we need to give Mo, not me. Okay. Man.
Mo's not here, man. You get all the heat from freaking drunken Anthony. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're talking about stat padding, right? I remember, and then I'm never gonna forget this argument. I'm never gonna forget it. Colin Cowherd, I remember something around maybe 2010, 2011. He was, he was doing a segment on his show on the importance of a triple double and how the triple double record hadn't been broken since Oscar Robertson did it once in 1966.
Oh God, yeah, God.
And he was saying, "Oh man, in modern NBA, the only player that's even gonna come close, to averaging a triple double, in a season, the only player that could possibly do it in modern NBA is LeBron James." He's like, and when he does it, he will go down. At that moment, he will go down as the unequivocal greatest of all time. Can nobody tell me otherwise? He went on for like 20 minutes about this. Cool.
Yep.
Fast forward a few years, Russell Westbrook did it not once, not twice, not even 3 times. He did it 4 times. And then the argument, the conversation started. He's stat padding. You're like, oh, sometime you see like Steven Adams stand there and let Westbrook grab the rebound. Or they will start saying all those things. But I guarantee you, if that feat had been done by LeBron James or one of the NBA's favorites, one of the NBA's favorite sons, if they had been done by one of them, nobody would be questioning that. Nobody would be talking about stat padding. So when it comes to stat padding, people pick and choose when people pick and choose when it matters. And okay, Anthony had this to say: "Don't believe sports betting about Embiid is higher for MVP." That's the same people saying Anthony Richardson's gonna be drafted #1. You know what? You might be right about that. You might be right, but as of right now,
Anthony Richardson had an amazing NFL. I can't remember. My brain doesn't want blank, but he had an amazing NFL Combine. His stats compared to everybody else was amazing. But go ahead, Watson.
Did you just say Columbine?
I did. I just went. Oh my
you mean combine?
Combine, yes.
Combine. COMBINE.
Combine. Sorry, my inner white went out. I apologize.
By the way, Jake, English is my third language. It's your only one. I would just like to point that out.
Go ahead, but you were talking about the NBA. Go ahead.
No, I was saying how the NBA would like to pick and choose, and the fans like to pick and choose when a stat matters. When it depends on who does it. because once upon a time, I remember, LeBron had whenever LeBron has a streak of like let's say scoring 30 or more,
Yep.
people talk about like, oh my God, can you believe it? Who's ever done this? Talk about it like like he walks on water. Then James Harden had a season when he basically averaged like 35 for a season or 36 for a season. And guess what? People was like, oh, he was stat padding. Oh, he held him to the wall too much, which is all true. But people like to pick and choose in that. So is stat padding a thing? Yes, it is because you know who I've seen done it as well.
100%.
But you know who I've seen done it? LeBron. But nobody talk about LeBron being stat padding.
You want to know why you want to know why they don't talk about LeBron's stat padding compared to
because he's God's third favorite son.
Because it's LeBron James compared to. By the way, my wife says hi.
No, your wife.
Hi, Jinx.
But the whole thing, like LeBron James compared to the average. By the way, James
Harden.
He's not the average Joe Schmo, but like say like LeBron James compared to JJ Redick, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
JJ Redick is the Joe Schmo. You say you're leaving? All right, 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right. So, why is Westbrook a Hall of Fame stat padding? Okay, Anthony. The thing with that is, people pick and choose when stat padding matters. That's really it, because people say Westbrook is stat padding, right? Because of the season where he was averaging a triple double, but then you see that his team then make then go far in the playoff, for example, right? Do you know that? Do you know that?
What's not to get you at the point that when a NBA legend, which LeBron James, ever since he's been, LeBron James has been whatever since he's been drafted.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James compared to JJ Redick, you have an NBA All-Star compared to a average Joe Schmo, right?
Mm-hmm. What are we talking about?
I'm talking about these stat padding.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
JJ Redick, even though I'm guaranteed he whooped my ass at sports or whatever, because I'm the average white guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 5'5", whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not Jamal. LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
He's by God. Sorry, my wife has got me like sideways. Mm-hmm. LeBron James is by all means this century's Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, whatever you want to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you put that compared to JJ Redick, to whatever, of course people are going to assume that this version's Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or whatever is stat padding. Am I correct?
No, because when we talk about stat padding, we're not saying that they haven't earned the points. We haven't saying that, but we're saying that, for example, I've seen games where, like I remember LeBron's second stint in Cleveland, they had games where where LeBron, it was like nearing the end of the game, they were up 20 points, something like that, where the game's out of reach, and LeBron still bring the ball down the court like 4 or 5 times to score an easy bucket. And it's like yeah, sure, you get an extra 10. So instead of 23, you end up with 33. But then you look at the game, it's like the game was already out of reach. You could have sat on the bench, you still would have won the game. How is that not stat padding? So then, but when LeBron does it, we don't look at it that way. We just talk about his numbers, because the biggest argument people have for LeBron as the GOAT is his numbers. It's like, he has, he's the highest, he has the highest number of points in total. He's top 10, in like assists. He's gonna be top 10 in rebounding, or he might be top 10 rebounding now. So it's like, people, those are all the arguments they have for him. So because of that,
the argument I have against you is this: if we were to play against the average person, 5'5", 100 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're 6'2", 6'3", 200-something pounds against me being 5'7", 200-something pounds. Mm-hmm. Say you get 20 points, 10 rebounds against this average person.
Mm-hmm.
I get 5 points, 2 rebounds against this average person.
Mm-hmm.
And then I cry foul. Hey, Watson's taller. He's more athletic. He's whatever. This is not for. I need to play against somebody that's 4 foot, whatever. I need to play against a midget.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to you? Because at the end of the day, having somebody that's more athletic, more tall, whatever, more athletic build, of course, they're going to be able to score more points against the average Joe Smo. Does that make sense?
But okay. Here's the thing: we're not talking about him playing against the average Joe Smo here. We're talking about him playing against literally, the best, the best players that there is, the best players in the league.
But the best players that there is, not everybody's the same height, same weight.
But again, that's what there's positions like, that's why, like if you want to
But
argue,
hold on, you say every position is every small forward playing against the average small forward. There's a small forward playing against point forwards, point forwards playing against centers, right?
So you're saying it can be considered stat padding because of his, his skill set and athleticism.
If you look at the end of the day, is LeBron James, say if LeBron James is a small forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he playing against every small forward out there?
No, he's playing against the entire team.
Exactly my point. So is it stat padding compared to Michael Jordan in the 80s and 90s or Kobe?
No,
in the 90s and 2000s?
Here's what, to me, here's what the definition of stat padding is. Okay.
Yeah, that's here.
Okay. From what I gather, when we talk about stat padding, I never talked about stat padding, like, never talked about it in that regard. But in my understanding, when we talk about stat padding, what we're talking about are guys who are like like they mentioned about Westbrook, right? Like when they mentioned, like, when Westbrook, he will have an easy shot, but he will pass it to somebody else so he can get an assist. He's padding his stats so that he can get a triple double. Or let's say a rebound is coming down, instead of the center going forward, Westbrook goes forward so that he's padding up his stats in order to to make sure he gets the right number. That's what they're talking about. They're not saying that LeBron don't earn his points, don't earn his stuff like that. But we're simply saying that.
Look at Anthony's question. Why is Westbrook a Hall of Famer but stat padding?
Because again, stat padding is subjective. A lot of people can pick and choose, because like I mentioned earlier, people mention stat padding when it suits them. Because nobody talks about it, for players they like. Nobody will tell you, people they like.
What you're saying is your stat padding compared to my stat padding compared to your favorite players to my favorite players is different. Am I right?
Yeah,
because you can make an argument for Westbrook. I can make an argument for Kobe. You can make an argument for Mike Bibby. I can make an argument for
But the thing is, a lot of those guys, I can't qualify all those guys as stat padding. Like, gathering stats and stat padding are not the same thing. Gathering stats in the course of a game
wasn't a thing until last year, my friend.
No, it was a thing when it was. People started talking about it really when Westbrook started averaging a triple double. That's when people started making it, a big concern, which was like 2016.
Which was, in my opinion, absurd because if you look at Oscar Robertson in the 70s and 80s, he averaged a triple double every year.
No. He only did it once. No, he only did it once. He averaged close to it a lot of times, but he only did it actually averaged one year, which was in '66. But the thing is, though, when we talk about Anthony, I'm glad you said this because why? Because it's wrong, but I can see where you're going here. Because if you look at when Westbrook first averaged a triple double in 2017, I think 16 or 17, whenever he averaged a triple double, I think in 3 years he was at OKC when he did it. Every time he averaged a triple double, the team won 72% of the time. So Westbrook getting a triple double and the team still lose. That's statistically inaccurate. Do they lose sometime? Yes, but again, if they win 7 out of 10 times, he gets a triple double. The numbers say he should get a triple double every game because they have a better chance of winning. So there's that. So if you're averaging a triple double and it's making the team worse, I understand. Because I think one time Westbrook did it, But at the same time, people don't realize that Westbrook, when Westbrook played in OKC after KD left, outside the 1 year he had with Paul George, he was playing with scrubs. He had Cameron Payne as his number 2, Andre Robertson as his number 3, Steven Adams as his number 5. Like, he was playing with scrubs. But people love to get on Westbrook and talk about how, how terrible he is and how he's selfish and all these. Don't get me wrong. Westbrook's a bonehead a lot of time. He makes a lot of boneheaded plays, and he's a turnover machine when he wants to be. Because he has a high enough IQ, but he makes poor decisions in crunch time.
Listen, I'm going to throw this at you being the devil's advocate, considering that Mo's not here and you can't be it. If you're the star player, which I've seen you play basketball, and you have a whole bunch of people that can't shoot threes, can't shoot layups, whatever, what are you going to do personally?
What am I going to do?
Yeah, if you're the only person, say you're the only person on the team and you have 4 white people that don't know how to shoot layups, can't shoot threes, can't shoot, the bank shots, all that stuff. Then what are you going to do? Are you going to pad your stats because you're the only person on the team that can make the points, or help your team be better, or what are you going to do?
Listen, I promise you, I am not a team player. Not in basketball.
I've seen you play basketball. You're a Planet Fitness player.
I am a what player?
Planet Fitness.
So you have never seen me. You have never seen me on a Planet Fitness in your life.
I've seen you shoot threes. I've seen you shoot twos. I've seen you pass the ball. I know how you play basketball. You're Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
We need you to explain that further.
A wife is ready if you need her.
Nope. That's your burden.
Don't talk to me like that.
That's your burden to bear.
That's my burden.
Do not talk to me like that, Wes.
I am right here. My burden is right there. It's okay. Go ahead.
But
the point
again.
The point being is, if you're the person that can make plays and do all this stuff, would you not try to make your team better, or would you be like, "No, I got this easy too"?
Here's the thing, right? I'm not great. Like, for example, right? I know you see me play, right? I'm not a floor general. I'm not the guy to gather the troops. Let's all hold hands, sing kumbaya, and let's win together as a team. I'm like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give my best to this game, and I hope you follow suit. If you do so, great, we might win. If you don't, we're gonna lose. But guess what? I'm gonna do my part. I'm not going to hold your hands through this, because if we all here playing, I'm like, listen. If we're messing around, and we just trying to like burn some calories and do cardio, cool. I have no problem with that.
So at the end of the day, you're saying that, hey, we may lose, but as long as my stats are there and I get paid, I don't give a shit. Go ahead.
Exactly, because guess what? If I'm a big fish in a small pond, eventually you know what's gonna happen. I'm going to be noticed.
I've seen that with you, especially in Sports Fitness.
Anthony, no, I'm not a Westbrook, because Westbrook passes the ball. Westbrook distributes the ball. Westbrook trying to make his team better. I'm all about that kind of guy.
Hold on, Watson, hold on. Anthony, to answer your question, Watson is not a Westbrook because he does not pass the ball. He does not do anything, but he just shoots threes from the freaking side arc, and then he makes them, and then he looks at you like, what are you going to do about it?
Bro, again, guess what? I can shoot from 30 feet, and I can play with my back to the basket. Either way, you can't stop me. So guess what? I'm going to do what I want. If you decide to be a scrub, that's on you. That is not my problem.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
So, no, Anthony, I'm not a Westbrook, because Westbrook is trying to pass the ball to Andre Robertson to shoot it. And Cameron Payne.
He's more like a Shaq, like who shoot a free throw, but he every once in a while he can hit a 3. It's okay.
Yeah, definitely not. That's what you Jacob. Like, I'm sorry, sir. My range is at the logo. Yours is after the free throw line. Put some respect on my name, sir.
Hey, you're giving me way too much credit, because I can't shoot from the free throw line. Give me like that little little dot at the end of the tunnel.
That's actually true too, because you also have T-Rex arms, so there's that.
Listen, hey, at the end of the day, there's white and there's T-Rex, and I'm at T-Rex, so it's okay.
So no, but so for me, like as far as
you're not giving non-athletic children.
Oh Lord. So
do you hear what I watched?
Yes, she said you better not give her non-athletic children.
Exactly.
They can't reach anything.
White, hey,
their arms. At least I'm just short.
There's the black people and then there's white people.
Hold on.
Let's hear it.
Your wife is saying that she's 5 foot on a great day.
I just said I am all around short. I don't have just short arms.
Oh, she said she's all around short, but she's like 5 foot. But then her personality is like 6'5". So go ahead.
Oh,
That's
God.
not what I said.
Okay, so with that being said,
yep.
All right. Who do you think is going to win MVP?
In basketball?
Going to win
I
MVP?
think he's going to win it?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Do I play on the whole thing with Kendricks and JJ Redick, or do I go by my honest opinion?
You tell me what you want to do, sir. And only your words. Your kids won't play sport, but they will be doctors. That's a better career.
What I'm hoping for is Embiid, because Embiid has we'll see what happens, but Embiid, in my opinion.
Embiid, in your opinion, okay. I think Joker wins it a third time because he's looked a lot more composed, and again, like you mentioned earlier, double-digit assists from a center is unheard of. So that's why I think Joker might win it again. Now, Jacob, his Anthony said to you, and only your words. Your kids won't play sports, but they will be doctors in their career.
Listen, hey, if they take up for their mom, they're gonna be feisty. They're gonna be bullheaded, but they're gonna have one hell of a career ahead of them.
So doctors or athletes?
I prefer athletes. I would retire at a young age, so it's okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Mo was too tired to do the show, but Mo, here he is hitting. Like, wow,
is Jake sitting up? Hey man, I've been sitting up. 110 pounds lost. I'm good, bro.
Oh God. Now bump that Embiid winning. Sir, listen, you say Embiid is winning. I mean, I think he should, but I think they're gonna give it to Joker.
Whoa! Why is Mo hearing that, but not on the podcast?
I don't know.
Mo, how dare you be that kind of person?
Mo's being a hoe.
Mo the hoe.
Mo said I'm a Westbrook. First of all, Mo, you never play ball against me. I'm definitely not a Westbrook because I don't pass. That's what I'm trying to tell you people. I don't pass the ball. Like,
hold on. Listen, Mo, we all know how you play, bro. You're selfish. It's okay,
bro. My logic in basketball is you pass, I score. That's how I see it. Okay.
And in the white conference there, Mo, you pass, I fuck up and I miss the pass. It's okay. And
Mo said he's never seen you sit up on this show. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to figure out if I remember that.
No, I'm always laying back, relaxing the back. But yeah, I'm sitting here right now because Mo's not wanting to do the show, so it's okay.
Mm. And of course, Mo said if they give it to Joker, then Kendrick is right. Ooh!
Wow!
That is spicy.
Wow!
That is spicy.
A whole level of talk right there.
Go ahead, Jake. I'm listening.
Mo needs to be on the show because I want to ask: is that meaning that?
Mo left you speechless, and
no. There's a lot in that conversation that needs to be talked about. But I feel like Mo needs to be on the show for us to hear his opinion instead of hearing his text. Does that make sense?
So what you're saying is Mo needs to come get the smoke in person. All right, bet. So
No, because that whole thing involves race and everything.
again. Again. What you're saying is Moni's gonna get the smoke in person. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end it.
Hold on. Embiid does not need to play twice as good as
So
Joker.
hey,
Joker being
hey,
oh my god.
hey.
Yo,
You said, oh wait, Mo, if you're pulling up, let me know, bro. Pull up. Let me see.
so music playing. Listen here, I will rock bottom your ass, Mo. Come on the show.
Okay, so sounds
This
like
is your show, Mo. Where you at?
okay. Sounds like Mo about to pull up. So
Where were you an hour and a half ago, Mo? Where were you?
okay.
Just here I come. I want to hear your talk, Mo, because there's a lot of like race bullshit with that whole like conversation.
All right.
Hold on. What's it? Am I wrong?
Hmm?
Am I wrong with the whole Kendrick Perkins, JJ Redick? There's a whole like conversation to race within that.
I've had this conversation twice already, sir. I'm not about to have this conversation
Hold on.
again.
No. I'm just asking. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're neither right, you're neither wrong.
Exactly. So Mo needs to come on
Mo,
the podcast.
I already sent the link, bro. Check your email. The link
So
was just sent.
Mo, I'm waiting to hear your conversation, bro. Where you at?
I just sent the link, bro. Pull up. Oh. Money. Okay. Gang.
By the way, Mo, how's your cold spoon? Are you doing okay?
He's not a Colts fan anymore. Give it up, Jake.
No. I'm just asking that because
He's not a Colts fan
keeps
anymore.
posting, commenting about Colts. Yeah, I know he's a
Because
Commanders fan.
the man do a sports podcast, so he's going to talk about sport. He's going to post about sports. He's not a Colts fan
I
anymore.
want to hear what he's saying. That's why I'm waiting for Mo. Mo, where are you at? I don't see no freaking link. I don't see your face. Where you at?
Give it a second, okay? It takes a minute to pull up sometime.
Anthony, yo, how you guys doing? You guys doing okay? You guys, sports wise, you feeling your team?
All right, and here we go.
Here he comes.
All right, I'm not gonna be here for long, but I'll just say this right quick, right? What I said was Embiid would have to play twice as hard. He would have to have that many more assists. But Embiid has been more consistent than Joker this season. Embiid has had higher highs than Joker this season. And Embiid has had better games than Joker this season. Granted, Joker and his team have clinched the West. So I think that's one of the things that they're going to look at, right? They're going to be like, I bet we're going to give him, we're going to give it to him because he has the West. But, like, let's see.
Hold on. The whole thing about clinching the West, though, the Nuggets,
first seed, right?
The Nuggets have won. They haven't clinched the first seed yet, but the Nuggets have won 47 games. The Sixers have won 46.
Oh wow! One game? My goodness.
Listen,
I'm going to ask both of you a question right now.
If you go on your time,
hold on. Let me finish.
I was invited. I'm a guest on the show. I was invited.
Hold on. Let him finish. So, you were saying, Mo, go.
Yes. I said Embiid has had higher highs than Joker this season. I mean, check the numbers. And if you want to take away if you want to drop Embiid for assists as a center, that is an impressive stat as a center. I'm not going to ever take that away from Joker, but like, come on now. Embiid was on track for the scoring title last season. Why didn't he win it? Embiid is on track for the scoring title this season. Are you telling me he's not going to win? Like, that's not a thing. That's not a reason he should win MVP. What? Okay. I remember a season where a player who ended up being a coach for a New York team won MVP over a player who had a better year but was out west. not even out west, was playing for a bigger team. Are you listen? All in all, right?
Hold on, Mo. Speaking from somebody that's not up to like 100% with NBA, what person are you talking about that had the better season as a coach as a NBA team?
Wetson knows what I'm talking about.
Steve Nash.
I'm
Yeah,
just
Steve
asking
Nash.
because
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash. Steve Nash. I'm sorry. No. Okay, I'll say it. Steve Nash won MVP over Kobe. There's no way in this fucking world that should have happened. Steve Nash was more palatable, was more sellable to audiences than Kobe was. He was flashier because he had because of the team he had around him. And the thing that people fail to see,
no, are you talking about the year where he won his second MVP or his first MVP?
Any of them.
Go ahead.
Any of them.
I
would tell you.
Go ahead. In neither of the season, did he have a better season than both Kobe and Shaq? Shaq was in Miami at the time. Yes. And Kobe was in LA cooking. So
the reason Steve Nash is inside of that MVP conversation is because Sean Marion and Amari Stoudemire, they were fucking amazing together.
And was it Jimmy Johnson or Joe Johnson that was playing with them at the time?
And it was Joe. Yeah. And then they had the coach. And then they were running what seemed like the most efficient fast break offense. But what did that offense do in the playoff both times? Why are you giving him MVP? He's the most valuable player on that team. He could be the most valuable player on that team. That's debatable in itself. But he's not the most valuable player of the league. Embiid, I think Embiid goes down. The Sixers don't do anything.
100%.
Nothing.
It's improving.
Joker goes down, and that team can hang on. I mean, granted, the West seems a little weak right now. That team can hang on. I'm not saying they win anything all out. I'm just saying if we look at the bigger picture, if we pull it out a little bit, maybe when I said Kendrick is right, that was a little harsh. But like, you have to stop and pause for a second. At this point in his career, what does Joel Embiid have to do to win that MVP?
Okay, so
have a perfect season.
Jake,
hold on. Are you asking me or are you asking Weds?
No, I'm just asking anyone. Like that was like a rhetorical question. Like, you know, man, bro, the West is what the East was when LeBron was there. Let's be real.
I'll add to what you're saying because NBA, in my opinion, is my team 5 out of the major sports right now because I'm not a big fan, but
correct.
I feel like Joel Embiid should be that, but I feel like the whole JJ Redick versus Kendrick Perkins conversation made it more political than it. I don't want to say that it should have been, but it's up there in the conversation of are white people voting for white players because even though Joker's not American, he's white. Does that make sense?
Joker's hold on.
Joker's European white, but he's not American white. Does that make sense?
Hold on. Am I muted? Am I back?
No. I can hear you, but I'm asking you Watson, but Watson's being really quiet for some reason right now.
I'll answer.
I'll answer to you.
Hold on, but from somebody speaking outside of NBA because NBA has not been my
cup of tea.
Major focus because I'm looking at American, the World Baseball Classic. I'm looking at NFL free agency with the NFL draft coming up. NBA has not been my main focus.
Okay.
Looking at stats wise, Embiid should beat Joker, but with Joker being a 2-time MVP coming in, I don't know how I feel about Joker winning MVP over Embiid because it doesn't make sense to me stats wise, just because his team has a better record or whatever.
Okay. So here's what I will say about it though, and I think I spoke to Jake about this already, and I may have spoken to more about this already. The problem with because when you were saying about is Kendrick Perkins right or is JJ Redick right? The thing I told both of you is the fact, I think I told you, Jake, is the fact that there's a lot more nuance to is this one person right? Is this one person wrong? Because it's not as for lack of a better term, it's not as black and white as one is right, one is wrong. because the thing with what both of them said is the fact that when Kendrick Perkins said, white MVP voters are voting for white players, is he 100% right about that? Is he like 100% accurate? Perhaps not. But are they giving them a little bit more credit because of their awesome time? For example, giving Steve Nash MVP over both Shaq and Kobe doesn't make any sense to me because, hi Baba, are you okay? Giving him MVP for not like for being the best player on his team. You just woke up, Papa. You can close your eyes. You can lay down. Giving him MVP for being the best player on his team is one thing, but giving him MVP of the league when he had a stacked team compared to what what players were doing with less, it's like Mo asked, what more does Embiid have to do at this point? Because everything he's doing should is things that we would consider absolutely amazing. Well, you want to know the last person who had a season like Embiid? Olajuwon in '95. That's the last person who had a season like that. So, and guess what? That was considered Olajuwon's absolute best season. So when we talk about players winning it because of because they're white or because it's not as black and white as that. But at the same time, though, you could see some biases there, and the bias is there whether we choose to acknowledge it or not, or whether we choose to say that's the whole thing. Of course, it may not be the whole truth, but there are some biases there, and and like you say, a lot of times it seems like for a lot of black players, sometimes they seem like they have to work twice as hard to be seen as half as good. Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing, that's the nuance to it that makes it less simple than just like one is right, one is wrong, because it's a lot more than that. It goes a lot deeper than that. And if we get into race, this could be we could sit there for the next 8 hours and we wouldn't get anywhere. So that's my take.
As far as race wise, I mean, we all agree that we all agree about the same thing, that when it comes to race in sports, it feels like if you have like just throwing names out there, because obviously I don't know if this is right or whatever, but if you have the thing that comes to me is the home run race with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, right? Mm-hmm. You look at who won MVP that year and whatnot. Mark McGwire beat Sammy Sosa in home runs and all that stuff. But when it comes to race, I mean, race can always be a conversation depending on what views and all that stuff you have. Mm-hmm. When it comes to basketball, obviously I haven't watched basketball for 10, 15 years plus. So when it comes to stuff like that, I do what I have to do, and I sit back and I listen to you and Mo talk. Because when you and Mo talk about basketball, you guys obviously know a lot more than I do about Embiid compared to Joker, etc. The point being is, when it comes to sports, who has the better stats, Embiid or Joker? Because right now that's what it seems like it's about. Joker is the he's a two-time favorite, odds on to win three-time favorite, but Embiid's having him one miraculous year. What people need to do, in my opinion, is sit back, listen, appreciate who has the best stats, because right now there's arguments for both sides.
But the thing is, it's not just who has the best stats, because if you look at it, you have to look at the importance of the player for not just for the team, but like in general. Like without Embiid, the Sixers are four tiers below where they are right now. Right now they're at number 3. Without Embiid, they will drop to number 7 because there's nobody else on that team who could do what he does.
But the point being that I was trying to make is, if without Embiid, where are the Sixers?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Like they're a terrible team. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Without Embiid, they're a terrible team. But if you take away like some of the things that Joker does, Joker distributing the ball, Joker's not the point guard. Jamal Murray is a perfect capable point guard who could definitely do everything that who could do the dishing part of part of it. Joker's scoring. Joker's not even the best scorer on his team. He might be the third best scorer on his team. So you look at it like there's a lot of things that like outside of rebounding, there's a lot of things that Joker does that's replaceable. Although not everybody's doing it as efficiency as he is, but again, Embiid on the other hand, without him, that team is terrible. Mm-hmm. So, all right.
Yeah. And before I leave, because you guys are doing a great job, by the way, I'm gonna say this real quick. Joker has way better stats than Embiid. I need you to stop it, Anthony. Also, Jake, to answer your question, in America, Joker is 100% a white man. There's no European. Like they don't do. Like I don't know. I don't hang out with a lot of white people, so I don't know if they distinguish European white versus American white. I think in America, everyone is just white, bro. I think Weston said it perfectly. There are biases, racial biases, and just whatever kind of biases you have on when it comes to things like this. There's a reason the leading home run hitter is not in the Hall of Fame. There's a reason. No, Joker. What's like the only stat that Joker has better than Embiid is the assist stat.
Yes.
If we're being honest, he's points per game, points rather, 24. Let's call it 25. Right. What is it? Rebounds 11.9. We'll call it 12. And assists 9.9. We'll call it 10. Embiid this season. What is it? 33.5 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. He's center. Let's again be realistic. You're a center. An assist stat is not like your biggest thing. Rebounds. Can you put the ball
also up? one still and almost 2 blocks. As a center.
As a center. So like
Jokic is averaging half a block and about one, half a block and 1 steal. Yeah.
At best, Jokic is a stretch 5, right? That's what you would call a stretch 5. Embiid is an actual 5.
Yeah.
So just to add my 2 cents, because it's into the part where I need to go to bed because it's 8:30 and I have to wake up at 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. I've been told, living in New York, that I'm off-brand white. That I'm not the average white person.
Don't listen to Weston.
No.
That wasn't from Weston.
It doesn't matter.
We can all agree that Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame because Barry Bonds, the seasons that he had was immaculate, regardless of steroids or not steroids. His walk rate compared to home runs was crazy. I've been called off-brand white, stupid white, whatever kind of white you want to talk about, because of the white that I am, whether or not I'm married to a black woman, whether or not I'm a white person living in America, but I'm not the white person that considered to New York. I'm Seattle white, whatever you want to call it. The point being is that race should not be in sports, but race is in sports, which is ridiculous in my opinion.
You know what? Race should not exist. Hold on. Period.
I'm not done, Mo. I'll let
you
talk.
I'm sorry.
Just let me finish. Sports should be about sports stats, not race, religion, whatever. Because if you were talking about race or religion, there should be so many subcategories added into it. There's white, but then there's Jewish white, American white, whatever you want to talk about. There's black, but then there's Puerto Rican black, Dominican black, whatever you want to talk about it. Am I correct? The point being is, when it comes down to sports should be about sports. When it comes to religion, there's so much stupid stuff in America that it's not up to sports, whatever you want to call it. Let America be America and let sports be about sports. Because if you add 1 and 2 together, we could literally talk on this podcast for hours at a time. let politics be about politics. Let race be about race. At the end of the day, America needs to be better, and America is not better right now. Am I correct?
Oh, Wetson dropped out, so I guess I'm gonna finish this. I'll say this: it's unfortunate that is the conversation that we end up having, right? But this is what it is. America is what America is. America is inherently racist. It's what it is. There's no way we can both sit here and say let sports be sports when half of the athletes in a lot of these teams, football, basketball, baseball, okay, maybe not baseball, and we all know why it's not in baseball. We know why it's not in soccer, because those are supposed to be like, those there's certain sports that if this conversation that we are attempting to have will take a whole episode on its own. But what I'm going to say is, just to end it, is that it's unfortunate that I understand what you're trying to say. Let sports be sports, but sports cannot be sports when you have black athletes who, again, have to do twice as hard or do twice as much work as, I guess I'm alone by myself. I guess we will have this conversation some other time. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next show. Peace. Wow.
Play ball. There you go. There it is. There's a winner. Look at that. Back. Good. We have a chance. Showdown. Yankees 12, Red Sox 11.